What's up? I'm Cassidy Nicholas, and if you are wondering what is the deal with kettlebells, why is everybody using them, why are they showing up at my gym, should I be using them, if so, where do I start, what weight should I use, this video is for you. First of all, yes, you should be using them because they're an amazing tool and I'll tell you why, but let's get into it. I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know so that you don't feel silly walking into a gym and picking up a kettlebell. I'm going to start with why they're cool, what exercises you should start with, and then finish off with what weight you should use. First off, why kettlebells? It's really simple actually. There's three main reasons. One, to add load to exercise. Two, because of their ballistic nature. And three, because of their ability to rotate. Let me explain. And it's a big distinction from using another tool like a dumbbell or a barbell. So number one, adding load to exercise. This is the most simple reason. Yes, we could pick up a barbell, a sandbag, a dumbbell to add load, to add weight to our squats, lunges, simple exercises like that. So why would one choose a kettlebell to add load to an exercise as opposed to a barbell or a dumbbell? Well, each of these tools have their place, so it depends. A barbell is really good for being able to load up a lot of weight. Dumbbells are a great free weight because they're very versatile, easy to use. The reason you may want to use a kettlebell to add load to your exercise is because it provides great overall engagement. There's a ton of different holds you can use, and it's a great tool for always training your grip. So here are a few ways you might want to pick up a kettlebell to add load to your exercise. Number one is a goblet hold. Hold it by the horns, pull it off of your chest, tuck your elbows in so that your forearms make the number 11. This is going to set our shoulders, set our lats, and have really great core engagement because we have that load in the front. The racked hold, which you could do single or double, you make a fist, you have a firm wrist, and same vertical forearm as you have in that goblet hold. You could also load exercises with a suitcase hold or a single suitcase hold, just holding it on the side with that shoulder rolled back. You can do things like walking lunges, reverse lunges. The second reason kettlebells are amazing, and this is completely unique to kettlebells and very different from barbells and dumbbells, is their ballistic nature. A ballistic exercise is an exercise where the weight gets into flight or it gets weightless via or because of the power of the hip extension. So you've probably heard of a kettlebell swing. Great exercise that we'll get to later, but not a great exercise to start with, which is ironic because it is what most people start with. Why does this matter? Ballistic exercises are amazing for two main reasons. Number one, they give you the opportunity to train power, strength plus speed. And number two, they create this strength and conditioning effect. So let's take the kettlebell swing for example. We're getting that kettlebell into flight, so it gets weightless out here. Gravity brings it back down and we load and explode into that next rep. There's no slowing down a kettlebell swing, and that power you need to produce with your hips creates a high heart rate. So those reps in succession are going to get you strong and jack your heart rate. So there's a lot of like kill two birds with one stone thing going on when you use kettlebells, particularly with those ballistic movements. Swings, cleans, snatches, thrusters, push press, but we'll get to those later. Those are actually not great movements to start with for a beginner. The third reason kettlebells are so cool is because of their ability to rotate. So their design with this cool bulbous end and this handle allows us to do a lot. Let's just take an overhead press, for example, just to keep it super simple. If we're pressing a barbell or a dumbbell, usually, let's take just a military press, we're staying fixed right here. Whereas when you press a kettlebell, you get a natural quarter turn in the shoulder. So my knuckles are facing this direction, and as I press, they're gonna face forward. So I just made a quarter turn. More range of motion, more muscles used, more bang for your buck, in my opinion. There are also just so many opportunities to move in different directions with kettlebells that you might not get to do with other tools. That's more technical stuff that you'll get to later, but even taking something like a simple overhead press, you're gonna get the benefit of the rotational ability of this kettlebell. I already talked about the three holds that you should use to start off by just adding load to your exercise. The goblet hold, the racked hold, or the suitcase hold. The next two movements you're gonna wanna work on as skills are the goblet clean and the kettlebell swing. The goblet clean. A clean is simply picking something up. A goblet clean means we're gonna have two hands on the kettlebell, and it's technically a dead clean, so it means from the floor. So we're picking up the kettlebell with two hands from the floor. It looks like this. This is an amazing exercise in and of itself. It's one of those ballistic movements we talked about, and it's going to translate or progress you to a lot of the other skills without a lot of the technicality. Whenever you clean something with a single arm, there's rotation around the wrist. A lot of people get a lot of pain on the back of the wrist. I have a video you should check out on that. But this is where to start because it's going to help you with so many other movements and it's not as technical. Also, it's how you simply want to pick up the kettlebell if you do want to add load to your exercise, say in a goblet hold. You're gonna start in a neutral stance with the bell right in between the arches of your feet, toes pointing forward. You're gonna hinge at the hips, so break at the hips, butt back, chest and eyes down with ribs in. After butt goes back, you could bend your knees as much as you need to meet the bell. All 10 fingers wrap around the horns, and we're gonna power through the feet and hips to get this bell weightless as it travels up into the goblet hold. So we need a lot of power from here to here, and you're gonna hear me use that short, powerful exhale. As I use that power from the lower body, I'm gonna let my hands glide around the horns and catch it in that goblet hold. Next, the almighty kettlebell swing. The goblet clean is something you should definitely master before the swing. So we're gonna take a step back from the bell, our feet in the bell form a triangle. You're gonna get into a deep hip hinge, tilt the horn back, lock and load the shoulders. We're gonna hike it high to the crotch and explosively extend, exhaling, and the bell should be totally weightless out in front of your shoulders. From there, wait for it to drop high up toward the crotch, load and explode into that next rep, staying super grounded in the feet. It looks like this. Check out my kettlebell swing video to get a lot of progressions to get you there safely. All right, lastly, let's talk about what weight to use. I get this question all the time because I teach at-home kettlebell classes, so people want to know what weight should I buy. Now, if you're at a gym and you have a lot of options, obviously that's going to depend on what exercise you're doing. But if you are in the market to buy a kettlebell for your at-home collection or for any reason, here is my recommendation if you want to start with just one. And this is hard for me. The tricky part here is to find a weight that is challenging for the lower body, but something that you could also use with your upper body, because obviously our legs are much stronger than our arms. So what I like to tell people is to choose a weight that you can press overhead with two hands, let's say 8 to 12 times, and that weight should be challenging enough to do lower body exercises. A great weight for a kettlebell swing is something that's about 25% of your body weight. So if I weigh 140, that's about 35 pounds. That's a great weight for me. For a beginner, it's tough to build up to that weight. So I might choose something that's, say, about 15 to 20% of your body weight, so you could build up squats and deadlifts, but you could also press it overhead. In a perfect world, you would get both of those, right? Get something that's a little heavier that you're trying to build up to swing with, and you could do lower body exercises, squats and deadlifts. That weight would be about 25% of your body weight. And then a lighter option is always nice, that 15 to 20% of your body weight that's really versatile that you could do overhead pressing with. Hope this helped you out. Let me know what else you want to know as a kettlebell beginner in the comments below. Live epic, be epic.